What's up guys, Foggy Train here. I want to do a follow-up video to my last one, which was the unboxing of the ASUS ROG Ally. Just kind of giving my impressions and the experience that I've had so far since I've taken it out of the box, turned off the camera, and actually got around to setting it up and playing around with this thing. So first of all, the setup, you can look into it. Everyone's going to say that it takes a long time. This setup took me probably close to around 2 hours. Every time I thought I was like just about done, there was something else. I did run into some kinks here and there, some issues that I had to kind of mess around with on my own. Some things I looked up to try and figure out. So the first issue that I really ran into was with the app called Armory Crate. This holds all the like storefronts, so like Steam, Xbox, Epic Games, that kind of thing. It also gives you access to like adjust some of your gaming settings, mess with the LEDs on here and things like that, as well as just giving you straight up access to all your games in one place. From there, I tried to log into my Steam account, get it set up, but I was stopped, and it looks like this happened to a few people actually. I was stopped on the network screen for that. I was already connected to Wi-Fi on the device, but once I tried to set up my Steam account, it asked me to select my network, and it said select Bluetooth network or find like proxy or something like that. I clicked on both of them, nothing was happening, nothing worked. It wasn't recognizing that I had an internet connection already, literally connected. So I looked it up on Reddit, and Reddit said all you really need to do is delete Steam and re-download it. So that's what I did. It was a very, very quick process, and as soon as I re-downloaded it, it worked fine again. So thank God that was a quick fix. The next thing that happened after that was a little while after actually setting it up. So this is not during the setup, but after setting it up, I had tried playing with my headset, which I have right here. I would like to try to see if I could use my AirPods with this actually. Something wireless would be a lot easier. But the issue that I had there was I plugged in my headphones. I played, I believe, Fortnite for a little bit. And then out of nowhere, the audio stopped working whenever I unplugged it. I unplugged the headset, and all of a sudden it couldn't find the audio device on here. So I had no volume. I was like, what is going on? Well, went through everything. I went to the Realtek audio console. I went into like the sound, audio settings, all that. Nothing's registering. The problem with this is, I mean, it's not like I can just unplug and plug back in the audio because it's built into the device itself. So clearly there's something wrong with the software. Looked it up. Somebody said reinstall Realtek audio console. And this is where I messed up. I uninstalled Realtek audio console. What I thought I did was uninstall the whole driver. So I was stressed out. I looked up all over the place, like, how do I reinstall Realtek audio? I found a video, and it wasn't until I got to the very end of the video that he was like, go into Device Manager, look at audio, and I was like, okay, well, I have the Realtek driver there. Thank God, that's fine. But how do I get the audio console back? And it's on the Microsoft Store, but you can't look it up. So if you have this issue, what you got to do is just look up how to reinstall Realtek audio console Microsoft Store. There should be a link somewhere on one of the first websites you pull up that'll take you to the Microsoft Store, because it's like a hidden page. You'll reinstall it. Fingers crossed, it'll work for you too. That's all it took for my audio to work fine again. So yeah, definitely some kinks that I had to work out. But I was not about to just rush to send it back to the store, Best Buy. I know I could have sent it back and gotten a new one. Too much. I wanted to get it set up. And I figured that there's got to be some way for me to fix this on my own. I know the thing is a little buggy, but I got it, and I have not had any issues since, thank God. Really cool thing about having a PC, if you have a PC and you're connected to the same internet on Steam, you can do a local network transfer of your files. So I didn't have to download it for hours and hours at a time from the Steam server. I downloaded it from my PC actually, just over the local network, and it was moving at like 90 to 100 something megabits per second in comparison to my max speed of 20 megabits per second on the Wi-Fi if I'm downloading from a server. So very, very nice. One thing I noticed that I brought up in the unboxing video was, I'll bring this right here, this headphone port right here. I mentioned how I thought it would be a little strange and uncomfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. and kind of show y'all what I meant. So, okay, it already pulled up Realtek audio console. I'm gonna put this on. Perfect. It's actually not okay. This is not what I would like for it to be, but okay. This is a wire issue. Kind of tangled, but it just hangs over the. If you have it hanging over the back like this, it really doesn't bother you at all. Like I don't know if you can see fully how this is set up, but I was kind of surprised. I was like, dang, I was really kind of concerned about having it go over the front. I don't know why I never thought about just hanging it over the back, but yeah, no. If you have a concern about the top thing, don't, because it's completely fine. It works completely fine, and I was stressing for nothing. So another issue I had was it was copying my. I don't know if y'all noticed. If you ever pay attention to my desktop in previous videos, whenever I had the desktop pulled up, I had a ton of apps right here, like a lot of them, and it automatically transferred them over to this desktop because it's the same Microsoft account, Windows account, whatever. So it transferred everything over, and I was like, man, this is a small screen to have like 30 games that I don't even have installed because I only have 512 gigabytes on here. So I tried to delete them. As soon as I deleted them, they all deleted from this screen. Luckily, I was scared that I had deleted the full game files, but it was just a desktop shortcut. I'm not super familiar with PCs and stuff, so if that was stupid of me to think, my bad, but I'm still getting used to it. I was able to just clear out my whole entire thing. The only thing that I kept on my desktop on the ASUS was the recycle bin because good to have. I don't even know if you can remove that. I'm sure you probably can, but whatever. I've put the only real video game storefronts that I use, Steam and Epic Games, at the top, as well as Discord and OBS. That brings me to my next point, which I'm gonna get to OBS later. But actual performance, I was concerned at first because I was playing it originally unplugged, and for some reason, every now and then, I'm not sure what triggers it, but sometimes it'll just go into silent mode. I think it might just be when the battery's low or something like that, but it went into silent mode, and I tried running some games on silent mode. That's not what it's built for. All you gotta do, if you want to change it to a different mode, click this button right here, this little arrow button, and then this right here. It's on silent right now, actually, because I'm not really running anything. Change it to performance operating mode, or you could even change it to 25 watt turbo mode. 25 watt goes hard. That puts in some work. Obviously, it's gonna drain the battery faster, but I mean it'll run your game really good. So actually, in the 15 watt performance mode, I was able to get Elden Ring running. I actually streamed it. You can go watch the stream. If you see any lag, it's because of my internet. I have a 5 megabit upload speed maximum cap, so it's not the best stream quality. But I mean, I had maybe like 1 or 2 stutters through the entire like first boss fight, which really surprised me, and I was on maximum settings. I ended up dropping it down to high to see how that would play out, and I mean, completely solid frames. I didn't have a counter to see. There is a counter on here actually also. I'll bring that over here for you. Anyone who's interested. Oh no, that's the wrong button. X out. That same button that I pressed earlier, right here, real-time monitor. You click that. Oh, and then up in the corner, it'll show GPU temps and usage and all that. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I probably should have made sure to actually monitor the frames while I was playing, but I just wanted to kind of test it out and see how it felt, and it feels completely fine. Perfect. On performance mode, 15 watts again. On turbo mode, I mean, I didn't try running the ray tracing, but I actually do want to try that out and see how it works. I'm sure it's probably choppy, if I had to guess, because I mean, it's choppy on my PC. But and this is a 3070. Then I tried running Fortnite. I actually got to second place with 5 kills, and then I died because my internet was lagging. I couldn't land a freaking sniper shot, and I got destroyed. I had a medallion. This dude was out in the open, aggravating stuff. Anyway, Fortnite. I was able to run it plugged in at mostly medium settings, getting over 60 frames, around 100 or so, but it drops occasionally, so I just locked it at 60 just to have the smoothest experience possible. And I mean, the game, it really does look good. I was not able to change the resolution. I don't know if you're able to change the resolution for Fortnite on here. I'm pretty sure I was only able to keep it at 1080. Looks fine. Entire game ran perfectly, beautifully. Loved it. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to get to second place if it was running poorly. But yeah, that was my first real full game on Fortnite also, and I was just really surprised that it ran so well. If you're gonna switch from the 30-watt turbo mode plugged in down to the 15-watt performance mode, you're gonna want to change the settings probably down to low, at least a low preset. Then you can kind of toggle with what you want to sacrifice in terms of fidelity or performance frames, that kind of thing. I also played Skyrim. Skyrim ran perfectly as well, like seriously perfectly. I was amazed. I mean, Skyrim's an old game, but you know, there's still a lot of render in the distance and things like that. Another thing, and a reason why I was really impressed, was going back to OBS when I was playing Elden Ring. I mean, you're able to stream from this thing, which is awesome. So if I am playing a game like at, I don't know, a coffee shop or something, I could just start streaming out of nowhere, like in the middle of the coffee shop, and it's seamless. It's just like if I was on PC. And if I had my headset, I need to see if I can plug in a controller. That's one thing that I haven't tried yet to see, because I have this USB-C cable that I play most of my games on here with, because I just don't have a big enough desk for a mouse and keyboard yet. Very impressed with how this handled running OBS at the same time. I didn't record, I just streamed. I don't know if there's a big difference in that. I don't have enough storage to record. I have like 100 gigs left. If you're planning on streaming from this device, it's definitely doable. Again, I was on maximum settings on Elden Ring, and it ran perfectly. The stream went perfectly. It was just my internet that was lagging. So, I mean, I downloaded Netflix. I watched a little bit of Arrested Development on there. The audio quality is great. I was actually really impressed. Even the built-in mic is not terrible. You definitely are going to want to get, like, a real mic, like an actual mic, you know, if you're going to be playing games or doing whatever. But if, God forbid, you forget your mic, the built-in one is going to work fine. It'll get the job done. It's just, it is a little kind of muffled sounding. The brightness, I found that the brightness was a little bit dark at first, but I ended up messing around with it. Again, you press this button right here, you can mess with everything. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of range when it comes to adjusting the settings for the brightness. Like, that's the lowest it goes and that's the brightest it goes. I mean, I guess it's pretty good. It's as bright as it needs to get to me. I mean, I don't find it's like hard to look at by any means. It's just darker than I was expecting. As far as the build quality, I mean, it's a good weight. It's comfortable in your hands. Still, I mean, I'm just so used to holding an Xbox controller that I want to play with an Xbox controller instead. But I was starting to get pretty used to this, and I might just continue trying to play it purely on the actual device. The screen size is perfect. You can see everything on here. A while back, so let me turn this quickly. I have this little TV right here. I brought it to a friend's house. I don't even know what the resolution is on that thing. No idea. I got it when I worked at Smoothie King. It was an old security camera TV, and my boss gave it to me for free. I tried to use it as a little portable monitor because it was cheap. I wasn't too concerned if it broke in the car. Brought my Xbox to my friend's house, and the whole screen at night on Fortnite was just blue. I could not make out anything. It was so muddy. So I was kind of worried. I was like, okay, this is not the 2K and 4K resolution that I'm used to. It's 1080p, so let me see how this looks. And I mean, it's seriously, I mean, obviously you can't see from the iPhone camera, but it's fantastic. It's so good. I know that with Armory Crate, you can adjust these to kind of go along with what's on the screen, the LEDs and stuff, or RGB, whatever. But I haven't messed around with that yet. I'm not too concerned with that at the moment. Another thing I noticed, I always thought that this was RGB in the back. I thought that this moved on its own, like but it's just like a little reflective thing. Also on the corners as well. I thought there was RGB like all over this thing, but it's only right here. which is completely fine. I'm not like a RGB snob or anything by any means. My PC has very minimal RGB. I keep it at purple because it matches with the NZXT color scheme, and I like that. So overall, I am absolutely loving this thing so far. If you're thinking about getting one, don't be afraid. I actually had to talk to customer support. This is my last issue that I've ran into, my last road bump or whatever. So I did get the open box model, so it's pre-owned. I went to register my device through my ASUS or whatever. It said it went through. Then I got an email this morning saying, "Oh, your device has actually already been registered." I was like, "Oh God!" So I was like, "Man, somebody's gonna end up deleting all my stuff from my ASUS." I don't even know how it works. I have no idea. So I talked to my ASUS, the ASUS chat. They're super helpful. They sent me an email. All I have to do is send my receipt with Best Buy logo and all that as proof of purchase, and then they're gonna go ahead and get it transferred over to me. So easy process. Again, you may run into a lot of road bumps, but don't stress too bad about it. Just look up the solution. You can probably figure it out yourself without having to go through the process of getting a whole nother device. The last thing that I am concerned about is my storage. I have installed currently games: Skyrim, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, Lethal Company, Played Up, Minecraft, and Fortnite. I have about a little over 100 gigabytes left, and there's a lot more games I want to play on here. I've looked up the videos of people changing out their SSDs. It comes with a 512 gigabyte SSD. I looked at the terabyte and 2 terabyte SSDs, and they run from like a little over $100 to $200 or so, depending on the one that you're getting. And I really don't feel like dropping that amount. So I looked at the SD cards also, but I've heard horror stories about the SSD. I mean the SD card, because of where it's placed, right by the exhaust. So they said that it burns out the SD card slot. So I don't even want to try to mess with that, really. I'm just gonna wait, save up my money, and end up getting an actual SSD. Overall, again, this thing is fantastic to use once you have it set up. Once you get through everything, once you stop stressing about any issues and you get them fixed. And I mean, the way that I'm talking, it probably sounds like there was a lot more issues than there really were. It wasn't as seamless as starting up my normal PC, but it really wasn't like terrible. Like you can get through it. If you have a little bit of patience, you can get through it, get it set up, and you'll be fine. And then you'll have an amazing portable handheld to bring everywhere. And it's super cool that, I mean, I can actually, if I wanted to, sync all my files from here to my PC, transfer them back and forth like that. If I had good internet, what I would do is try to record on here, upload the video to OneDrive, and then download it on here so I can edit it and then delete it off of here immediately. Sadly, I don't have the internet for that capability, but it's just to say, if you do, that might be something that you can do. If you're on the go and you still want to record your gameplay and then transfer it to edit back home, you have that option. Or you could even edit it on here if you think you can manage that. It might be a little bit tough with the size and the mouse usage. The controls took me a little bit of getting used to, as far as the right bumper is left click and the right trigger is right click. And then this is how you move the mouse around. This is scroll sometimes. I don't know. It's still taking some getting used to. I play mostly in controller settings in the game, so yeah. Overall, again, if you're interested in a handheld device, I would recommend this over the Steam Deck from what I've seen online, and based on my first impressions of having this one. I was very interested in getting the Steam Deck because they lowered the prices recently and they came out with the OLED model. But honestly, if you wanted, like, I really want to play like games like Fortnite, and I also own like Spider-Man on Epic Games as well, Fallout New Vegas, some other games. So if you want to be able to play your entire games library that you have access to on your normal PC, I would invest in the ASUS ROG Ally instead of the Steam Deck, because with Steam Deck, all you can really play is Steam games unless you stream your games, and everyone knows streaming is not really at the best place currently. And God knows I don't have the internet for that either. So So yeah, that's about it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Did you find it helpful? Are you looking into getting any kind of portable handheld? Or are you more interested in the ASUS ROG Ally, Steam Deck, Lenovo Legion Go, the PlayStation Portable? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.